Hello and welcome to the Hawks Nest in the Humber Gymnasium. We have a great night of volleyball up for you ahead as we have the fourth place Humber Hawks at 12 and 4 going up against the fifth place Niagara Knights at 9 and 7. I'm Andrew Milani with my broadcasting partner Adam Lucier. And Adam, what can we look forward to in this matchup here tonight?
Both these teams tonight have quite a bit to prove. Last time out for each side, they lost tough 5-set battles. So a couple teams coming off an L, and they're going to see who's superior. Both teams pretty equal in the standings so far.
Yeah, both these teams kind of coming in at different places here, as Humber has been pretty hot in their last 10, going 7 and 3 to propel them up to fourth place with a 12 and 4 record. Niagara, in the meanwhile, kind of stuck in a little bit of a phase where they don't know where they are quite yet. They're 5 and 5 in their last 10. That's kind of stagnated their progress, going 9-7, kind of in the middle of the rankings there.
Yeah, they've lost 3 straight, including that tough 5-setter to St. Clair, who Humber has also dropped 2 games against. So Niagara really proven that they're in the thick of it, and they have the stats to back it up. A few really big-time players on this team that's carried them to quite a successful season.
And Humber, this is their second last game of the regular season, as they will be heading to Mohawk for tomorrow's game at 1 o'clock. And if things go well, that could propel them up to second place.
Yeah, definitely trying to move up those rankings are Humber. You see that 12 and 4 record there on your screen, and some big-time numbers on either side. Usually you see Humber pull away, but Niagara putting up some stats of their own.
Yeah, you look at these matchups here, and it's each of them kind of taking their own, and with Niagara leading in blocks, hitting percentage, and kills, and Humber really setting this way here with assists, service aces, and digs. So it should be an interesting matchup here tonight.
Yeah, for Niagara, they're second in all of the OCAA in kills with 617 on the year. So definitely a team with a lot of offensive firepower. It's going to be up to that Humber front court to really put a stop to all that.
And Humber, though, they do lead in digs per set with their 15.3. So this could be the battle of defense versus offense, although Niagara with very strong block numbers as well.
Yeah, good all around, a couple well-rounded teams, and you mentioned the kills of Kozlowski for Niagara is big, and then you got Kyla Wilkins, who digs everything out of the sand or the court here. So as you mentioned, that offensive-defensive battle could be huge.
Now we'll get a look at each of these teams by the numbers. Here are the numbers for the Niagara Knights. Jordan Kowalski leading in many categories here: points, kills, service aces, and digs. So she's really that kind of all-around star that could lead the way here for the Knights here tonight.
Yeah, Kozlowski's definitely the one to keep your eye on. And for the Hawks, they're returning fire with some players of their own.
Yeah, definitely a deep Humber Hawks roster that we will see here tonight. Kristanisic leading in a couple categories there, as they do have a very strong front line. And in the back, though, they're strong as well with Kyla Wilkins there, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, Kyla Wilkins, she reached 600 career digs last time out against Fanshawe. Just an incredible career, both defensively and offensively. She's even coming up on 200 digs for the season. So continuing her production tonight will go a long way, helping these Hawks secure a W.
Yeah, a couple strong games by her to finish off the season should be good enough to get her to 200, as we'll get ready here for the national anthem and player introductions here in a few seconds.
Thank you, Kyle. We would now like to call head coach Chris Wilkins up to say a few words about our senior class.
Hello everyone. Just really quickly, on behalf of coaches, I want to say thank you to all graduating athletes. Obviously first, and foremost, Sally Union joined us for the whole year. We've been helping out for a year, so we really appreciate it. We'll do our best to convince her to come back for some more years. And then Trinity's been with us now for 2 years. Unfortunately, she's not able to play this week. She's injured, but she's been an absolute delight to be a part of our program. And again, to be one of those athletes that has long confidence at the end of the season. See if we can get her back here for another year. But thank you very much for the 2 years you put in. And then, of course, all the way from Italy, our international student that way back last year asked me about coming and only wanted to come till January. And I said, well, to be honest, there's no use in me just coming till January. She said, okay, well, I'll come till March. And I'm like, all right, great. So she came for 1 year. We're going to see if we can figure a way to keep those international fees down and get her here for another few more years. So thank you, Rosella. And then obviously, the night goes to our 5th-year athlete. Many of you guys don't know, Kyla's been obviously a big part of our program. For those who don't know, she's my niece. A lot of people thought at the beginning when she started here that she only made the team because she was my niece. That's probably right, because her dad turned out managing. But she's turned into a heck of a player. She's actually quarterbacked our program for the last few years. It's been a delight as a coach to watch her grow up and turn into an athlete. We're looking forward. She's looking at wanting to play pro next year somewhere in Europe. We're pretty excited for her to do that. She'll be tough to replace, but awesome person as a leader and a quarterback of our program. So thank you, Kyler. And that's it.
All right, so some very nice words there by head coach Chris Wilkins as we just pay tribute to all 4 of these senior athletes who are playing their final season here for the Humber Hawks.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool moment for those ladies there. Trinity, Kyla, Sally, and Rosella, as you mentioned, some touching words coming from the coach, and a big thanks from us, especially just being able to watch those great athletes throughout their career here at Humber. It's been a real treat.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, myself and Adam, it is our first year here at the college, but it's definitely been a treat to watch not only them, but all the players here at Humber this season.
Absolutely. You see Wilkins there, a little tongue-in-cheek, suggesting he wants all those players back for some upcoming seasons. I'm sure it's going to take a lot of convincing on his part, but definitely a bright future here in the Hawks Nest for the women's volleyball program. Let's meet the girls.
First up, a 5-10 power from Ingersoll, Ontario, number 5, Emma Healy. A 5-10 outside there from Burlington, Ontario, number 8, Julia Watson. A 5-8 power from Toronto, Ontario, number 10, Olivia Foley. A 6-foot middle from Verona, Italy, number 12, Rosella. your libero is a 5'8" Transit native, number 2, Kyla Wilkins. Your official quarterback are
A little bit of a different lineup, a little bit of a different look here tonight, as Alex Kristanisic is not available for tonight's game.
Yeah, we saw that Hawks by the numbers earlier on in the pregame, how many offensive categories Kristanisic leads in, so these girls are going to have their work cut out for them tonight trying to replace that production.
Yeah, absolutely. A big part of that Humber front line, not only in terms of points, but in terms of getting blocks as well. So we're going to see how not only Humber reacts, but how Niagara kind of tries to get through that front line without the big one there in the middle.
Yeah, we talk about how proficient these Niagara Knights are at kills, so this could be an offensive firefight.
Alex Bartman will get a chance at first serve. She is the team leader in service aces. Serve is good. Put up and returned, but that goes right into the net by Natasha Desjardins.
Yeah, Desjardins had a good look at that block coming up from the Humber side, and it appears as though she wanted to avoid it, unable to do so as she found nothing but net.
And here is Bartman ready for her second serve. It's up and good. Put up. That's going to be returned back. Wilkins keeps it up. Bartman puts it up for, that was Watson. That's going to be a point for her.
Julia Watson, she is the kills leader for this Humber Hawks team, so look for her to get going early.
Absolutely. Big offensive piece for the Hawks. She'll probably get a lot more playing, or not necessarily playing time, but a lot more looks here with the ball tonight, as there is no Kristanisic here tonight. A little bit of a discussion here maybe about that ball was in bounds.
Nobody seems too sure about what's going on here. Officials having a chat. Ladies trying to figure out what exactly is happening. But it is all sorted out now.
Let's get this game started up again. Bartman with their third serve. It's kept up. That's returned, kept up. Wilkins will keep it up.
It's good hustle there by Heaney.
Yeah, Watson just had to throw it back.
Great
Wilkins
play
with the
by Kyla.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what she's known for. Head coach Chris Wilkins said she is the quarterback of this team.
He sure meant it.
That one just out of the reach of Emma Heaney. Niagara's on the board.
And Kyla Wilkins there running around like crazy in that backcourt, making some athletic plays, but finally that one touches the hardwood.
Jordan Kozlowski, big star of this Niagara team with serve. It's good. Bartman puts it up. That's going to be a violation point there for the Hawks.
Yeah, the Knights getting a little too friendly with that net there, it appeared, though, causing that violation. And Julia Watson, already a force at the net so far tonight. She's rolling.
Olivia Foley with serve.
Really an underrated player in this ball club. She puts one into the net there, but really, really strong, especially from that backcourt, moving up and having kill opportunities.
Yeah, she's been a real important part of this second unit, although she will get starting time here tonight, as it's a little bit of a different lineup here for the Hawks. Serve is good. Wilkins keeps it up. It's put up there. Watson throws it up. That's going to be another point for the Hawks on a violation.
Hope Julia Watson is hungry because she's being fed tonight. Appears as though every assist is going the way of number 8, and she's converting.
Yeah, she's certainly taking advantage here tonight as Adina Wickstrom gets ready for the serve.
Wickstrom had 3 blocks in that last time out against St. Clair, and how about that play? Little cheeky over and 2, a nice play made by Taylor.
Yeah, Humber anticipating a bit more of a fast shot coming their way and just completely not ready for that little soft shot.
Yeah, gaping hole in the middle of that Humber defense, and smartly played by Taylor.
Natasha Desjardins with the serve. Wilkins keeps it up. That's just going to be floated over. Kept up there by the Knights. That's spiked up. Humber keeps it alive. Wilkins will just have to throw it back.
Free ball now for the Knights.
That big opportunity here. Just thrown over.
Pancake.
Yeah, good job there to keep that one alive.
Athletic play by Bartman.
Back there with the Knights. Bartman puts it up. Heaney with it, kept alive.
Oh, and that great dig by the libero goes unrewarded with some miscommunication, but what a rally there, Andrew. That was fun to watch.
That was a great one. Madeline Berg almost coming up with that, but no teammates in the immediate vicinity. And Humber able to strike on the board, up 5-3 now. Julia Watson with the serve. Up and good. Kept up by Madeline Berg. Spiked, and that's kept alive. Bartman will put it up. Falcomer with a big kill.
In her final home game here at the Hawks Nest, Falcomer gets on the board.
Falcomer, one of the most efficient players with a 35% rating on her kills. One of the best on the team.
Not too shabby. That's a tough first touch for the libero.
Yeah, they'll just have to throw it back. Wilkins keeps it up. Bartman, and that's put out of bounds by Foley, and that's going to go down as an error.
Yeah, that's just as we were talking about Foley coming up from that back court and making a play on the ball, but unfortunately just missed wide that time.
Zanaya Pinnock getting ready with the serve. 21 service aces on the year, but that one will go way long. The point there for the Hawks. Doesn't get much easier than that.
Yeah, you could hear that pop off the hand from here. That was a well-struck ball, but just a little too well-struck.
Emma Heaney getting ready with serve. Up and good, kept alive by Berg. That'll be thrown back and in. A little bit of a softie there thrown over by Veronica Ladawayek.
Yeah, Kyla Wilkins there maybe saw something that we didn't, started to move up towards the net, and smart play by the Knights just to pop it over top.
Ladawayek with serve, but
we have a runaway volleyball hitting the court there.
Get a bit of a redo here. Ladawayek, first-year player out of Toronto, Ontario.
Tough play, nice.
Kept alive there.
That one likely going out, but was played.
Oh, and a rocket shot over by Jordan Kozlowski. Wilkins unable to get a hand cleanly on that one, just deflects that out of bounds, and Niagara back within one.
That's exactly what Kozlowski brings to this lineup. Even the great Kyla Wilkins couldn't get a good hand on that.
Yeah, we knew she would be a matchup problem here, and she's been just that so far. Nice point there. That was Montana Taylor, the point there, first-year player out of St. Catharines.
Yeah, Taylor more known for an assist, but a nice play there to get the ball down.
Serve is good, kept up there.
Tough play at the net by Bartman, but she'll get the best of it.
Yeah, and a little bit of a fight there at the net to get that ball over, and Bartman will win that battle. Falcomer will get an opportunity with serve here.
8-7, a tight back and forth matchup, some nice rallies.
Got a lot of good volleyball we've seen here. Niagara scrambling, they'll just have to throw it over. Free ball here for the Hawks.
Let's see who they feed, it's Foley.
And that's going to be another violation. Point there for the Hawks, and they're back up by 2. Nice little rally there. Or sorry, nice little play there to keep Niagara off guard. They just had to throw it over and end up leading to a Hawks point. Falcomer, clean serve. Thrown over there, that's kept alive. Bartman sets it up. Niagara scrambling a bit here. They'll just put it back. Kept up, Bartman will set it up once again.
Teeny from the back court, but
out of bounds.
Again, drifting wide. See Falcomer head off to the bench there. She's going to get a rest.
Getting ready to serve is Montana Taylor. That one will go right into the net. Hawks reclaim that 2-point lead here in the first set.
Yeah, both teams are pretty low on the error totals so far tonight. You've seen that service error there, but just some strong volleyball being played on either side. This should be an entertaining matchup.
Yeah, a lot of even play here. And another error here.
That's Alex Bartman, usually pretty sure-handed with the service, but that one just got away from her there.
Yeah, 28 service aces on the season for her. It's always surprising to see her miss a serve like that. Kyla Wilkins keeps it up. Bartman sets it up, and that's blocked.
Wickstrom again.
That's going to be a double touch. Point there for the Knights, and we're tied up here at 10s to start off this game.
Give Wickstrom a lot of credit there. Tried to make multiple plays on that ball, but was unable to do anything with it. It's the big hitter, Kozlowski, will get things started.
That one's going to miss. Point there for the Hawks on the service error.
Olivia Foley with some good court vision there to spin those arms away from that incoming serve.
And what do you know, Olivia Foley getting ready on the service line to get this rally started. Serve is up. That one goes right into the net, though. And we're back to a tie game here.
Neither team able to assert dominance so far, as pretty evenly matched it looks, just as though we expected.
Getting ready to serve here is Tamara Edwards. Play kept up. Bartman will set it up. That's going to be blocked by the Niagara front line. Yeah.
Came up there with a whole lot of power in that arm, but she's met strongly by those blockers.
Yeah, that Niagara front line was ready for that one.
And that's Edwards on the service. She's third in the OCAA in block, so even with her big blocker in the back court, still getting things done.
Yeah, absolutely. Set up here. Big block there. Niagara's going to try again. They'll just throw it over, though.
Kozlowski with that tough push volley.
Bartman's going to try and set up for Heaney. Kept alive. Niagara's going to try and throw it back. That's going to be blocked, but land. And that's going to be a point there for the Knights.
Wickstrom and Heaney really judged that one well, but that'll go off the block and down as the Knights front court is starting to run away with this one with some momentum.
Yeah, and for the first time in this one, the Knights are up by 2. Wilkins has trouble keeping that one in. Bartman will just have to throw it over. Free ball here for the Knights. That's going to be just tossed over by Natasha Desjardins, but out of bounds. Point there for the Hawks.
And back comes in Rosella Falcomer. That's a big point for the Hawks to come back within 1.
Adina Wickstrom here with a chance to serve. Serve is up, but that one will go long. Another point here for Niagara.
All of a sudden, these service errors are becoming a factor. We've seen a few coming from either side.
Natasha Desjardins with a chance to serve here.
The game as close as this, those errors could be all the difference.
Yeah, it could make a difference here in this first set. Set by Bartman to Falcomer. That's going to be deflected back by Desjardins, and a point there for the Hawks.
Falcomer maybe starting to exploit that Knights defense a little bit. You've seen all 3 or 4 players in that backcourt really start to creep up, and Falcomer sent one deep.
Serve here again. Kept alive by Berg. Battle there at the net. Niagara's just going to put it up. They're just going to have to throw it back. Free ball here. Bartman's going to set it up. Falcomer not able to get a clean hand on that. Spiked over by Kozlowski. A monster shot there. Wilkins unable to do much with that one. Point again for the Knights.
Yeah, third in the OCAA for kills per set by Kozlowski, and you see why there, as that was an absolute rocket. Usually it's not Kyla Wilkins, the defensive player opposing teams are going after, but they're sure picking on her tonight, and so far coming away all right.
Zanaya Pinnock getting ready on the service line. Puts it up. Well, that serve's going to miss. And Humber back within 1 here. So both these teams will try and pull away to earn this first set.
Yeah, Pinnock with a couple service errors now. That could be a problem for her. She's going to have to get that touchdown.
Heaney getting ready on the service line. Serve is up and good. Berg puts it up. Set up there. Kept alive by Heaney. Bartman sets it up. Thrown over by Foley, but that's going to miss long.
Foley had the right idea there. She's looking for that cross-court winner, and she definitely had room on that far side, but just missed long on the attempt.
Yeah, another error here tonight for Foley.
She's heading to the bench now. That's Danielle Miles, who's going to come in and take that spot.
Veronica Lataiwick with the serve. Falcomer will put it over. That's going to land in bounds. And Humber's back within 1 here.
It's been Falcomer and Watson, really the only 2 players for these Hawks to get things going offensively. For head coach Chris Wilkins to lean on his star players a little bit more.
Falcomer with the serve. It's good. Kept up by Berg. That's going to go right into the net. And Humber's tying this thing back up at 16s.
Yeah, trying to set Tamara Edwards there with that little quick set that we see so often, but didn't appear as though Edwards is ready for that one as it went right between her arms.
No, absolutely not. Serve is up and good by Falcomer. Kept up by the Knights, but they're unable to get that one over. And Humber's back on top by 1 here.
A rare misplay at the net by Kozlowski. He usually always makes that smart play in the front court, but that one dropped harmlessly in front of her.
Falcomer, 3rd serve opportunity in a row here. Kept up by Berg. She's kept up again.
Right on the net.
Yeah, Kozlowski unable to get to that one, and that one right over the net for an easy play there by the Humber front line. And Humber's back up by 2 here.
Great awareness there by Alex Bartman, realizing that ball was drifting closer and closer to the net, and just simply popping up and getting a hand up was all she needed to grab the point there.
Kozlowski, big block there. She couldn't get it over. Another chance, but that one's going to miss wide. And Humber's up 19-16 here. And we're going to get our first timeout called by the Niagara Knights.
For the first time in this game, Humber really starting to take a stranglehold of this set. So smart timing by head coach Nicole Perillo, calling the timeout at the right time, trying to slow this momentum.
Yeah, it looked like Humber was finally starting to get on a run here. If things had continued, it looked like they would have closed out this first set, but as you said, a smart timeout called by head coach, or manager, head coach Natasha Spalling. First year coaching this Niagara squad. She's up against Chris Wilkins, who is in his 24th year coaching this Humber Hawks squad.
Yeah, Wilkins been here a time or two, as you mentioned, coming up on a quarter century behind the bench for this volleyball team. So experienced as they come. For the young team that he has this year, that experience is really paying off in spades. So you've seen just about there is to see in OCAA volleyball.
Kyla Wilkins really leading the way here, and her leadership has been so important for this Hawks squad this year. Falcomer, the serve, it's good. Kept up by Berg. A little bit of mess there at the net. Just a soft tap there, and a point there for Niagara. Good point there coming out of that timeout.
Yeah, a little bit of a strange back and forth there, right up there on the net, and it's just the Knights who were able to make best of the play.
Anika Haberstock with the serve, kept up by Wilkins. Bartman sets it up. Foley puts it in there, and that's in for a point. 20-17 here for the Hawks.
Danielle Miles there, she has played sparingly during the season, but when she's in the lineup, she's a tall, imposing player at that net and really has some strength behind those kills.
Alex Bartman getting ready to serve. Let's see if we can see one of her famous service aces here.
She's about to.
It's up, and that'll be returned by the Knights here. Blocked at the line, but that will just kind of dribble in there. And Niagara is still within 2 here.
Definitely within striking distance. If my memory recalls me correctly, we haven't seen a service ace tonight, so give a lot of credit to both of these defenses as that first touch has been consistent.
Absolutely. Bartman sets it up there.
Bit of a punch over, but that'll work.
And just a rocket in there by number 12, Zanaya Pinnock. And that's going to get Niagara back within 1 here.
Wow, definitely the play of the Knights so far for these Knights is that was put down with authority by Pinnock.
And in a spot where it's just so hard to defend against, right in that corner there. Kept up by Wilkins. Bartman will set it up. Kind of floated over there by the net. Set up here. Pinnock will just return it over. Kept alive. Bartman. That's going to land in there. That was Julia Watson.
Great play by Watson, seeing some opening in that back court and firing it right down Main Street. That's a huge point to get to 21 and go 2 up on the Knights.
A big point by the points leader for the Humber Hawks, Julia Watson, number 8. Serve is up and good. This will be returned. There's going to be a violation there called on the Knights. And the Hawks are now just 3 points away from taking this first set. And another timeout here called by the Niagara Knights.
Yeah, it appeared as though that was a double touch violation. And That's really a killer for these Knights as they try to come back in set number 1. A set they were in the whole way. And after that point, the Hawks just 3 away with a 3-point cushion.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of back and forth action here in this set. Humber kind of taking that slight edge early on, and then Niagara taking a slight edge after that, but Humber's really played a lot of strong volleyball here in the late stages of this first set.
Yeah, really both sides have come out here and executed the game plan. If you're Chris Wilkins or Tasha Spaulding, I don't know what adjustments you can make. Both sides are playing some pretty good volleyball. Just this set's been who gets the bounces, who gets the breaks, and so far it's been Humber by a small margin.
Yeah, we've seen both these teams make some errors as well, so that could be the difference here in this one if it continues down that path. Both these teams are just about ready coming out of this timeout. Humber is going to try and capitalize and just finish up strong here and earn those 3 points to take this first set here tonight.
And it's around this time you expect a player like Julia Watson to take over.
Danielle Miles getting ready to serve. Serve is up and good. Kept alive by the Knights. Big shot at the net. That's going to land in bounds. That was by Natasha Desjardins.
Desjardins, a nice play as that drops in front of Wilkins there, and still anybody's set here.
Taylor Morrison not with the serve here. Let's see if she can make good on this one. Serve is up and just lands in. Kept alive. Wickstrom keeps it over. Too hot to handle there for the Knights. And we are now at 23-20 for the Hawks.
Yeah, right on cue. There's Julia Watson. We mentioned crunch time for these sets. She's really a player that they look to with frequency. And they're willing to feed her here late in set 1.
Adina Wickstrom here with serve. That's going to be a violation on the serve it's going to be a violation on the Knights. Or sorry, that was a violation on the serve.
Yeah, I believe Wickstrom had a toe on the line there during that serve. I think that's what caused that violation there.
Natasha Desjardins was serve. Kept alive here. Bartonman tries to set it up. That's going to stay alive. Little battle at the net. Niagara will just throw it over there. Bartman's going to set it up. Falcomer, and that's kept alive. Nice little rally we got going on here.
Great dig there from Niagara.
Wilkins, Bartman set up. That's a big block there. That's going to be a point there for the Hawks as that was deflected out of bounds.
Yeah, Emma Heaney was going 1 versus 2 against 2 Knights, and just power won that as she hit it hard enough into the block for it to ricochet away.
And this is going to be set point here for the Hawks with Wickstrom on the serve. Kept alive by Berg. Set up. That's going to go long. And Humber is going to take this first set by a score of 25-21.
What a set. Some back and forth action there. A long ball that ended. I'm sure they would have liked to end on a nice kill or a prettier point, but they'll take every set they can get as that's 1 in the book. And both teams coming out strong.
Yeah, as you said, a strong set we saw. A lot of good volleyball. Some good rallies. But at the end of the day, it's just some missed opportunities there by the Knights as they just couldn't follow through there.
Yeah, we talked quite often about each of these teams' front courts before tonight's game, and they've really come alive. You know, Natasha Desjardins, she's leading these Knights with 4 kills so far on the night, and Julia Watson and Rosella Falcomer are tied up at 3 for the Hawks. So a lot of work being done at the net.
You can follow the Hawks Nation, the official varsity fan club of the Humber Hawks, at Humber Hawks Nation on all your favorite social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Humber Hawks varsity, why not be a member of Hawks Nation? You need a scarf, they got it. You need a lanyard, they got it. A lot of sweet merch they're giving out at ball games to come through and support your team.
All the news and updates for your Humber varsity needs. So we're just about ready to start this second set in a few minutes. And I think a big story of that first set was how Humber really found a way to contain Jordan Kozlowski. She was looking pretty good coming into this game, but only able to get 1 kill in that set.
Yeah, that's got to be something that's in the back of the head of Humber right now is, yeah, you did eke out that set win there by a few points, but Kozlowski was pretty quiet. If she's able to turn it on and have the type of performance that she's had in her last few contests, it could be something to worry about for these Hawks.
Yeah, you don't want to wake that sleeping beast, as they say. As if she comes live here in the second set, then it could be a very different look for these Niagara Knights. So it should be interesting to see how she responds to a little bit of a disappointing first set.
Yeah, she's capable of putting up some really big numbers. Last time out versus St. Clair for these Knights, she had 15 kills in that matchup. So currently sitting at 1, but I wouldn't expect the number to stay there too long.
And we still have at least 2 sets more to go, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 4th or 5th set tonight. I mean, obviously, the Hawks remained in control of that first set, but these Knights showing they're here to play.
And this is a little bit of a shorthanded Hawks roster tonight, so if there's any night to take advantage of this for the Knights, then it could be tonight. Although Humber's going to want to play strong, as this is seniors night. They're going to want to set Trinity Lougheed, Kyla Wilkins, Sally Nguyen, and Rosella Falconer off on a high, especially in the homes as their last home game here.
Yeah, this is their last home game here at the North Campus Gym as a group, and I'm sure it means a lot to them. You see a hug between their 2 seniors, that's Kyla and Rosella. So I'm sure these girls want to send the seniors home with a W. They're working hard to do just that.
And what do you know, who's starting this set off? It's Jordan Kozlowski getting ready with the serve. Up and good. Wilkins keeps it alive. Bartman sets it up. Goes right into the front line. That looked like it might have been a double touch there, but not called.
Yeah, Tamara Edwards there with a little bit of a chicken wing off the net, getting her elbow out there, but those pancake blocks come up uncooked.
Interesting analogy there, Adam.
Oh, do you fry a pancake? I thought cooked.
And that serve by Bartman goes right into the net. And we get serve here by Tamara Edwards, second-year player from Vinland, Ontario. Serve is up, kind of floated over there.
Just barely getting over the net.
Yeah, Bartman set it up there. Big block at the net as Pinnock wasn't able to get it. That's just going to be returned over by Kozlowski. Big chance here for the Hawks. Not able to get it over the net on that third touch. And Niagara off to a 2-1 lead to start this second set.
Dina Wickstrom there just mistimed that jump by a hair, trying to poke that over with the fingertips, but she was on the way down when that ball was coming up to her.
Yeah, not easy to time those. Kept up by the Hawks. Set up there. Big block there. That's going to be another point here for the Knights, as they're looking pretty strong here to start off this second set.
Danielle Miles put some smoke on that one, but as you mentioned, Andrew, meant nothing but the block.
Tamara Edwards getting ready for another serve. That's going to go long and count as an error. She's going to hand Humber their second point here of this set.
So we'll repeat of set number 1. Not too much of a lead for either side as they're doing battle.
Danielle Miles getting ready with the serve. Puts it up and over. It's going to be crowds here by the Knights. We return there.
Over
Wickstrom.
and 1, I'm sure isn't what they're looking for.
Big play by Wilkins to keep that one alive. Set up by Bartman.
Great
Kept there by
dig.
Berg. Yep. That one's going to go over the net and land for another Niagara Knights point.
That's all set up by that fabulous dig there, and goes to show you the best offense is a good defense. And it pays off there.
Absolutely. Natasha Desjardins getting ready with the serve.
That one
Kept
possibly
alive.
going out. Look out, Wilkins.
Oh. Head coach Chris Wilkins had to get out of the way of that one pretty quick.
Yeah, showing off those quick feet there as he saw that volleyball heading toward his noggin, able to get out of the way.
Yeah, it's so important for a coach. You got to be fleet of foot, as you don't know what's going to happen. And at any given time here, this volleyball can get pretty wild.
Leading by example.
Exactly. And Niagara just bobbling that ball all over the place and handing a point there to the Hawks as they're back within 2 here.
Yeah, that point will be rewarded to Heaney, but really that was more of a miscue than anything by Niagara.
Adina Wickstrom getting ready with the serve. Puts it up and over.
And there it is, a service ace.
Yeah, and Jordan Kozlowski unable to get her hands cleanly on that one, just kind of deflects it forward awkwardly. And Hawks back within 1 with Wickstrom, another chance to serve.
Looking to go back to back here.
Serve is up and over. Berg corrals it, kept up.
Great dig made there.
Well, tried to put that one over. Crowd there, kept alive.
Bartman staying active defensively.
Yeah, she is. Berg keeps it up. Humber bobbling it, can't keep it alive, and that's going to be another point there for the Knights.
Yeah, that first touch from Wickstrom was a little off, and that just led to a couple of dig attempts, but nothing going there as that ball won't leave the floor.
Zanaya Pinnock, she's been pretty impressive here tonight, gets a chance at serve.
Yeah, offensively, we've been giving a lot of credit to Kozlowski, but it's really Pinnock who's been a key contributor tonight.
And she has had the highlight of the night here so far. That one put in there for a point. Heaney, beautiful point there. Just great job finding the back corner of that Knight side of the court.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Emma Heaney tonight and just her ability to be efficient up there on the front court. Obviously, not one of the biggest players up there, but she's getting the job done.
That one's going to land out of bounds. Hawks point, and we're back tied up here at 6. And we could see if Humber maybe goes on a little bit of a run here to take a lead here.
Neither team giving up an inch. Every point has been earned.
Watson's serve is good. Kept alive there, a little floater. Wilkins will get it. That's going to be just thrown over there by Heaney.
Miscommunication by the Knights, and it'll cost them.
Yeah, Kozlowski tried to run to get that one, but was unable to get it. It was just out of her reach. And Watson with another chance to serve here. Serve is kept alive by Pollock. Kozlowski just floats it over, and a beautiful little shot there to throw off that front line's timing.
Yeah, smart play there with Bartman and Falconer going up for the block. They timed it well, and really the only play that Kozlowski could have made was that little floater, and she got the job done.
Yeah, she executed that play pretty perfectly. Bartman sets it up. Falconer's blocked.
Great work by Bartman, and she'll get rewarded for it. Big point for the Hawks.
Taylor put that one right into the net for the Knights, and she wasn't happy as she just kind of flung that ball back to the Hawks. And Heaney here with the chance to serve.
And so far, it's just been the Hawks taking advantage of every opportunity given their way.
Oh, here comes another big opportunity as a few players in the Knights almost ran into the stands there. Another point here for the Hawks, and they're up by 2 for the first time in this set.
Yeah, that ball was up there for a while and definitely had enough time to run under that ball, but just ran out of real estate as they're jumping up into the third row.
And a service ace there for Emma Heaney as that just kind of landed a bunch of Knights players as they were pretty unprepared for that one.
Yeah, Emma Heaney couldn't have dropped that one down better in no women's land.
And Heaney was all smiles after that one. Let's see if she can capture a little bit of that magic again. Set up there. And a little misplay there by Tamara Edwards as she tried to float it over the net, but she floats onto her own side. And the Niagara Knights are going to call a timeout after what's been a comedy of errors for them.
Yeah, like you said, Andrew, just a few mental mistakes there, a few miscues, and all of a sudden the Hawks are back up to a 4-point lead. This is exactly what got the Knights in trouble in set number 1. It's reeling their ugly heads again as the Hawks are just too good of a ball club to give away unforced errors.
Even with a few of their key players out tonight, Humber should be the better team here on paper. And this happens right after, this timeout I should say happens right after the Knights were finally looking like they were starting to get a couple good runs together. It looked like they were finally going to take control of the set, but starting to unravel here a little bit in this second set.
Yeah, just maybe a little bit too much thinking. I mean, you saw it there with Tamara Edwards. She was going for that little bit of a floater play we've seen time and time again. Maybe that's an adjustment that Natasha Spaulding had for them, trying to shoot it over the big blockers of Humber. So that's something to look out for.
And you could follow us at Humber Hawks on all your favorite social media platforms, the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I sound like an old man. The Instagram. You the kids in those Instagrams.
On the Twitter.
Are you on the Twitter?
Only to follow those Humber Hawks.
That's the right answer, Adam. Big play there at the net by Kozlowski, yeah. Big play there. That was Danielle Miles.
That's some heat on that one.
Wilkins keeps it up. Bartman just throws it over. That's the Jake Gomes special we just saw. Nice little beautiful move to throw off that defense. Looked like she was setting it up, but just tosses it over.
Yeah, nice little shout out there to Jake Gomes. That is kind of his specialty, but Bartman taking a page out of his book and going over on 2 to much success.
Emma Heaney with the serve. Kept up by Pollock. Big play there. That's going to land out of bounds and a point there for the Hawks.
It's just mere as Emma Heaney been serving for quite some time now. It's a nice little run. Maybe the longest we've seen in this game so far as the Hawks are rolling.
Yeah, Hawks on fire right now. Another good serve there by Heaney, and Niagara just unable to do anything with that one as starting to unravel, or as they continue to unravel here, I should say, in this second set. And another timeout called here.
Wow, and Emma Heaney is making a pretty good case for herself for player of the game. Already at 4 kills, 5 digs on the night, and tossing a couple service aces there, so making a pretty good resume for herself come the end of this one.
Yeah, and head coach Natasha Spaulding of the Niagara Knights not liking what she's seeing out there at all, as they call their second timeout in quick succession here. And that's going to be their last one here of the set, so what she says here, she better make it count.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you're already 2 timeouts in, and obviously that first one didn't do too much to turn the tide in this one. As you mentioned, she had to call one again in just a few points time. So whatever adjustments she has, it better be the right ones.
Yeah.
This set's getting away from them pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. She calls that timeout, then 3 quick Humber points, another timeout, so.
Yes, Spaulding's been very smart with kind of using those timeouts to block those momentum runs that the Hawks are going on, but if you can't stop these runs, then those timeouts aren't going to do much.
Yeah, exactly. This is Heaney again with the chance to serve. Just barely makes it over the net. Set up there for Kozlowski.
Great dig by Kyla, doing what she does best.
Low floater there by Danielle Miles, and she's been pretty good here for the Hawks this evening.
Already racking up 3 kills so far on the night, and even the points she hasn't converted, she's been firing pellets down there at the Knights.
And talking of players that have been playing really well tonight, Emma Heaney, she's been really good at the service line and adding in a few kills and digs. Kozlowski, a little trick play there. Bartman's just going to throw it back, and that's going to go out of bounds for an unforced error. And the Knights finally pick up another point here.
Kills the streak there for the Hawks. A little bit of an awkward play there for Bartman. She kind of laughed it off. I think she really wanted to strike that ball with the right hand, but had to go left, and she missed her mark.
Montana Taylor's serve is good. Bartman sets it up for Falcomer. Big block there by the Knights front line.
That's right on the net. That's a tough play.
Falcomer tried to tip it over, but that's going to be another point there for the Knights.
So that long Humber run is a thing of the past. The Knights starting to claw back in this one.
And Montana Taylor with the service error there as that ball goes long. And Humber is going to retake that 7-point lead, up 16-9 here in the second set. Rosella Falcomer with a chance to serve. Kept up by Berg. Set up there. Kozlowski, that's going to miss. Humber up 17-9 here. Their lead here continues to grow in what's been a pretty dominant second set here for the Hawks.
Yeah, and when they needed Kozlowski most, she just hasn't been able to make the hit. Still just 2 kills in this contest for her.
There's another easy point there. as Roselle Falconer earns a service ace there. An error there, because that's been just a complete error there for the Knights. She's going to get a chance to serve here again. That's just going to be thrown up. Set up here. Watson did a good job there. Set up here. Kozlowski puts it in there.
Finally for Kozlowski, she gets a kill, and for her, she sure hopes that's the start of something.
And with the chance to serve here, that could be the start of something.
Knights are going to need some points in rapid succession to get back in this one. Is starting to get away from them.
Yeah, and there's another Humber point there as Danielle Miles puts an absolute rocket there on the edge of that Knight side of the court.
And the energy is ramping up on the side of the Hawks. The ladies really like that last kill coming off the hand of Miles.
How could you not? And the service ace, Alex Bartman on the line. Just kind of thrown over there, a little battle at the net. A little bit of a miscue there by the Hawks, and that's going to be a point there for the Knights.
Yeah, miscue by the Knights kind of went rewarded by the Hawks as Edwards mistimed her jump, but still able to just flick that ball with the fingertips over the net, and the Hawks didn't have a response for it.
Tamara Edwards with the serve. That one just barely crosses the line.
It's a rainbow.
Yeah. That's going to be a violation there on the side of the Knights, handing the Hawks their 20th point of the set. And they're just 5 points away from taking this second set.
And Miles, after a great showing in this set, she'll have a little seat there. And Sally Nguyen will come into this game, one of the seniors that was recognized.
That's Danae Campana.
Oh, apologies. Danae Campana comes into this game. Number 9. She's the backup libero behind Kyla Wilkins.
Big spike there, kept alive by Wilkins. That's set up at the net. That's going to be too many touches there. That's going to be the 12th point for the Knights, although this might be a case of too little too late for Niagara here in the second set.
Yeah, if anything, these last few points could start to be some momentum going into set number 3 as they hope to get back in this one, but with 5 points remaining for the Hawks, they're pretty close to wrapping this one up.
Nice low floater there, kept alive, sent back. Wilkins. Watson couldn't get it over. And that's going to be a point there for the Knights as Humber was just unable to control that ball.
Quick athletic play at the net. You could see it kind of caught the Humber Hawks flat-footed. It's that type of creativity and uniqueness that the Knights are going to need to get back in this one.
Desjardins, good serve, kept alive by Wilkins. And that's going to go long as Emma Heaney put an absolute blast of a shot there.
Yeah, she's got some heat-seeking missiles coming off of her right hand, and that one just missed by a hair.
Oh, no, that one landed in apparently. Or it must have been a deflected, excuse me.
Communication between the ref and the scorers table. They've sorted out that last point, 21-13 Humber.
Serve is up and good. Berg keeps it alive. Set up there. Kozlowski puts it over. Good enough for a point, though. Watson puts it in there, but that's going to go out. She just barely missed the court there.
Yeah, and for the Hawks, we really thought the blocking was going to be a big role for these Knights, but it hasn't been too much contention at the net from the Hawks. It's just they've been missing their shots. It's as plain and simple as that. Really having to fight too many blocks from Niagara.
Pinnock's serve goes right into the net, and the Hawks now just 3 points away from going up 2-0 in this one.
Yeah, that's not going to help your cause this late in the set to give up some unforced errors. The Hawks slowly chipping away at a set 2 victory.
Watson, serve is up and good. Kept alive by Pinnock. Kozlowski sends it way long and wide, or excuse me, that's going to be deflected. A lot of confusion on the Humber side.
Yeah, that one looked like it just went clean outside, but apparently it was touched by a Hawk. That's why the referees get the fancy chairs, and we're up here, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. Heaney, then wow, what a rocket as Pinnock was right there on the spot and just deflected that way wide as she was just unable to control that one.
Emma Heaney not being a very nice host. That's a mean shot to throw the way of the Knights. A lot of power behind that one.
Absolutely. Heaney here with the chance at serve. That one just barely crossed it over. Pinnock keeps it alive. It's going to be set up there. Kozlowski. Humber trying to get it over. Big block, but that's going to land inbounds on the Knights side. And Hawks just 1 point away now from taking this second set.
Yeah, Danae Campana, usually in the game she'll take a libero role, more of a playmaker, but she's the one firing it down there. Nice play by her.
Heaney here with set point. Makes it over. Berg keeps it alive. Set up there. Little floater kept alive by the Hawks. Bartman sets it up for Falconer. That's going to be deflected. Kept alive by the Knights. Kozlowski floats it over, and that's going to land inbounds. Hawks arguing with that one as they felt they kept it up in the air.
Yeah, that pancake block there sure looked like it got off the floor clean, but no, says the referee, even with Chris Wilkins disagreeing.
Anika Haberstock with the serve. That's going to go long, and that's going to be the set for the Hawks as they go up 2-0 to start this match.
Yeah, that's 2 sets in a row decided by a serve going long by the side of Niagara. So again, those unforced errors causing some problems, and the Hawks made much lighter work in set number 2 as they did in set number 1.
Yeah, definitely not as close as that first set. That first one was a lot back and forth. This one, I think we could confidently say was Humber's set. Was really, they had a little bit of a slow start but really came on later in the stages there to take over that one.
Yeah, Niagara came out strong and had a lead after a few points, but the Hawks started showing their dominance, and it's players like Danielle Miles, not exactly a player who's playing every single set, every single match for this team, but when called upon, she's been on fire, and she's had quite the game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. She has been just on fire and one of the more relied upon members of this Hawks squad here this evening. And if they want to take this game and sweep this one going up 3-0, she's going to have to be a key part of this one.
Absolutely, and you got to remember these ladies have a game coming up just tomorrow afternoon against Mohawk, so a very quick turnaround. And that's at Mohawks. You still got to add some travel into there, so it's going to be a long night and morning for the ladies as they get ready as their double header. So being able to wrap up this game in 3 sets could be huge, getting some rest going into tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, not much rest for these ladies here tonight and tomorrow morning, as they'll have to be on the road to Mohawk for a 1 p.m. game tomorrow. That should be a good one, as they are trying to catch up to Mohawk as they currently sit just half a game back now, but a win would put them tied with Mohawk for 3rd in the West Division.
Yeah, they need this W tonight just to keep pace with Mohawk, and that'll be a huge matchup tomorrow and a nice Saturday matinee.
Just got 1 minute left to go here before the start of this 3rd set.
Much anticipated 3rd set, and I'm excited to see what Niagara Knights come out of this intermission. Is it going to be the one we saw in that set number 1 that really played tough at the front court, or the one with the comedy of errors in set number 2?
Yeah, you got to think that they're going to come into this one fired up and ready to go. Otherwise, it could be a short night for them here as we get set to watch the men's game after this one.
Yeah, that men's game coming up at 8 o'clock. A couple of really high-quality teams, so just a fantastic night of volleyball all night here at the Humber North Campus gym.
Here we are. We're just about ready to get started here with this 3rd set as both squads take their respective sides through the court.
Wickstrom and Heaney still out there. We got Wilkins as libero. Falconer will come into the front court, so the usual suspects as far as this game has gone. Danielle Miles getting rewarded for her strong play as she'll stay in the lineup.
As she should, as she's been quite good here tonight. Nadina Wickstrom leaving the court. And Emma Heaney now getting ready to serve to begin this third and potentially final set here tonight for these ladies. Serve is up and good.
Heaney's serve's been on point all night long.
Absolutely. Bartman sets it up there for Falcomer. Niagara scrambling but keeps it alive. Wilkins keeps it up for Bartman. Sets up there.
That's Miles doing
Miles
what she does best all night long.
Her 5th kill here tonight.
I think Emma Heaney has a little bit of a run for money for player of the game now.
Yeah, why not?
Danielle Miles making a strong case.
Serve is right into the net, and we're tied 1-1 here to begin this third set.
Deja vu. It seems as though every set is started off with a couple back-to-back points.
Yeah, both these teams shaking out a little bit of rust here in each of these sets. Bartman sets it up for Falcomer, just trickles over the net. And that's going to be a point there for the Hawks, going up 2-1.
That's exactly what the Hawks are trying to do. They just want to get up in this one quickly, wrap it up, and hop on the bus.
Falcomer on the service line, puts it up, and it is good. Berg keeps it up there. And that one's just put right into the net.
Time and time again, you see Niagara really trying to have that second touch being a quick set, but we're seeing it. It's just not working for them. Whoever the outside hitters are just don't seem to be prepared when that ball comes. And that's the type of game plan that just really hasn't worked out.
Was kept alive there well by Williams, the libero. Kept alive here by the Hawks, set by Bartman, excuse me.
The Knights scrambling.
Yeah, and that's, what do you know, Miles there once again with the point. Falcomer is going to get a chance here to serve once again. Hawks up 4-1 here in the third set, trying to close this one out.
Every set appears the Hawks just getting a little more dominant.
That's going to be a hard shot by Jordan Kozlowski, but that's going to miss wide. Hawks up now 5-1 here. A good start here to this third set.
Kozlowski averages 3.3 kills a set. So far, just 3 on the night total.
Kept alive here, put over. That's going to be a point there for the Knights on a violation.
At the very least for the Knights. Just slows the bleeding as they're starting to itch back in this one, but long way to go. These Hawks have shown a reluctance to giving up that lead.
Zanaya Pinnock was really good in that first set. A little quiet in that last one. Chance here with serve. That one's going to miss way wide. Point there for the Hawks.
I believe that's her 3rd service error of the night. You've seen so much spin coming off the hand to Pinnock, but
yeah, a lot of English on that ball.
Yeah.
Bartman with serve. It's kept alive there. Put over and kept alive there. Bartman over to Watson, but that's going to be blocked. Point there for the Knights, and they're doing a good job staying alive here in this third set.
Yeah, we haven't seen the blockers of Niagara get involved too often, but Kozlowski was up there to meet Watson at the net.
And she's got to be key if Niagara is going to want to come back into this one.
Absolutely.
Nice little floater there by Wickstrom, keeps it alive. That one's going to land inbounds. Point again for the Knights.
Good positioning, quick reaction time by Kyla Wilkins, but that one just inches away from her fingertips.
Veronica Lataiwek getting ready with the serve. Wilkins keeps it alive. Bartman will set it up. Big block there. That was Miles trying to get that one around.
And again, 4 Humber Hawks were right up at the net there. It was Emma Heaney, the only one in the backcourt. So some miscommunication there about positioning.
Lataiwek with another chance at serve. And Bartman unable to get to that one, as that will go under the net, and we're tied back up here at 6. Good, nice little rally here, nice little set of plays, I should say, by the Knights.
Yeah, an awkward first touch by Danielle Miles will go as the tying point to Niagara, as they've done a great job to get back in this one.
That was a nice little trick play there by Kozlowski. Watson tried to throw it over. That's going to be a big block there by that Knights front line. And they take the lead here for the first time in this third set.
And we talked about how the blockers of Niagara really haven't been that active, and Sure enough, as soon as we open our big mouths and set number 3, they're really coming out to play.
Yeah, coming through when that team needs them the most. Bartman will set it up here. That was for Wickstrom. That's going to be another big block there by that Niagara front line, and they're really coming alive here in this third set.
Yeah, this has been their best set by a mile, their best run, too. So all of a sudden, momentum on the side of the Knights. You hear that energy picking up on the bench.
That one goes right into the net, and that's just what Humber needed right now.
What's a great way to kill momentum, fire a service directly into the net. Possession back in the hands of Danielle Miles and the Hawks.
Yeah, if that was another point there for the Knights, that might have been time to call a timeout there for the coach, but he saved there by a big error. Miles there with the serve. That was good. Pinnock, a big shot. Wilkins will be there. Bartman sets it up there for Watson. That's going to be deflected out of bounds. Point there for the Hawks, and they're right there to tie this one up at 8.
Watson really hasn't bothered much with the finesse game tonight. She's been hammering every ball that comes her way, and when it hits off the blocks, it's oftentimes finds its way out for a few Humber points. 4 kills so far on the night for Julia.
Miles there with the serve. It's good. Set up here for Koslowski.
Off the block, but
Bartman's going to set it up. That was Heaney there trying to put that one over, but not able to do so. The Knights retake that 1-point lead here, up 9-8.
Yeah, that ball going right to the corner of the net there, and for Heaney, she just ran out of room trying to punch that one over, but just couldn't get a solid touch.
Montana Taylor with the serve. Kept alive there by Dina Wickstrom, but deflects that one into the scorer's table.
Yeah, Wickstrom struggled a little bit on that first touch and just went to an area with, I guess if you want to use football terms, no eligible receiver. So that just hit the hardwood.
Yeah, good analogy there. Taylor with the serve. Wilkins keeps it alive. Bartman just kind of throws it up there. Soft touch at the net. This could be a violation there on the side of the Knights. A point there for the Hawks as that was a double touch.
Yeah, double touch there, and once again, these errors caused the Knights big time as they went on that nice run, built up a lead, and now it's Hawks coming right up on their bumper.
Yeah, Hawks have been hanging around here even though the Knights have had a strong run there. Still only up by 1 is the Niagara Knights. Pinnock with a big shot, and that's going to land inbounds, putting the Knights back up by 2.
Pinnock time and time again has missed her shots throughout the first 2 sets, but really starting to dial it in set number 3.
Kozlowski here, a big chance here at the service line. Up and wow, what a great serve there as Kyla Wilkins was unable to corral that one and deflected that into the seats.
It's a big point there for the Knights to keep this momentum, and for Kozlowski, who's been pretty quiet on the net, it's got to feel nice for her to get that big service ace.
Yeah, she is her team leader in service aces with 23 coming into this one. Pinnock will set that up. Play there. Barton will keep it alive. Wilkins keeps it up and over the net. Nice play there.
And there's the hustle she brings.
Kozlowski's big play there, and that's just going to be returned over.
Hawks running around a little bit here.
Big block at the net on that Desjardins play, but unable to throw that over. And Niagara taking a 13-9 lead here, and a timeout will be called by the Humber Hawks. Good timeout there.
Yeah, just we mentioned earlier with head coach Spaulding, a great timeout call there by Wilkins as momentum is strongly on the side of the Knights after a few productive runs.
Yeah, they've come out real strong as we expected here in this third set, as they really need a set here.
You can check out humberhawks.ca for all the news, updates, and all things Hawks. Keep up to date on all the varsity sports, whatever you need. Schedule, results, highlights, full games. Come check us out on the broadcast. Always something there for you at humberhawks.ca.
Even stories before and after the games to set it up and to put everything into perspective. A lot of great content on the website. And of course, you can watch previously streamed games on there. You could listen to us if you'd like to.
Yeah, absolutely. Archive those games, and I'll go back and watch a few, especially that men's basketball game last night. I got to be sure to go back and watch that one. A great victory in OT.
I believe they call that
Niagara Knights.
I believe they call those an OT thriller.
It's exactly the term I would use. And we got another great game ahead of us here as set number 3. It's been a real battle between the Knights and the Hawks.
Yeah, this has been a great one here so far. Watson returns it over. Nice play there. Kept alive by Williams, the libero. Bartman sets it up. There's Wilkins. Thrown over there. That was Danielle Miles with a big play there, and that was a much-needed point for the Hawks.
Big-time power from Danielle Miles. The line judge had to run out of the way before he could make that call, making sure he didn't take that one to the kneecap.
Julia Watson getting ready with the serve. Up and good. Williams keeps it alive. And that was Tamara Edwards with a big play there, and that just had to be deflected out of bounds as no Humber player could cleanly get a hand on that one.
Yeah, not much for Julia Watson to do there. That was just a great play made by Tamara Edwards.
Set up here, Kozlowski with a nice little trick play there, and that's going to lead to a point. Knights now up 15-10 here, and they're coming alive here strong in this third set, trying to stay alive.
Yeah, the Hawks just really don't seem to have their feet under them in set number 3. They really seem to be charging around unorganized for balls. Going to need to shore up their defense if they want to pull back into set 3.
Big chance here for Tamara Edwards. That goes right into the net, and the Hawks are back within 4.
Yeah, that's been the story for Tamara Edwards all game from the service line. She really lets those floater serves go that just get over the net. Fortunately that time, just not enough mustard.
Emma Heaney getting ready with serve, and that's a good one. It's going to be set up here. Thrown back over, big block. That's going to be a point there for the Hawks. And they're starting to come alive here by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's Ainsley Williams there on the set, and time again we see that second touch coming up quick for the Knights, and it just hasn't been effective so far. Maybe time for an adjustment there.
Yeah, you would think, although they are running out of time here. So there's not much room for error. Big play there, kept alive by Wilkins. Bartman's going to keep it up. They're just going to have to throw it back.
Great work by Bartman to call off Heaney, and they'll get rewarded for that good communication. Heaney from the backcourt getting it done.
Yeah, putting a tough spot there for the Knights, and they couldn't return that one over. And the Hawks are back within 2.
See Heaney's stats there, kills and digs pretty even, but it's definitely been offensively that she's made her impact.
Yeah, big factor here offensively here tonight without their best offensive player, Alex Kristanisic.
Nice pancake there from Sally Nguyen. Keep this play alive.
Tipped over the net. Wilkins, great dive there to keep that one. Bartman sets it up. Miles, good chance there, but kept alive by Williams. Pinnock, big shot there, but that's going to be blocked. And Humber's back within 1.
And that point all comes from that great dig made by Kyla Wilkins. It so often starts with her, and that allows the Hawks to convert on a big point to get within 1.
Emma Heaney, another chance here to serve. Up, over, and good. Pinnock will corral that. It's going to be thrown over the net there by Desjardins. Wilkins keeps it alive. Miles will just toss it over. Set up here, Desjardins, big shot, kept alive a bit there by Nguyen. Bartman sets it up there for Miles. That's going to land inbounds, and we're tied up here at 15.
Miles not even having to leave her feet to get kill number 8 on the night for herself, as she's getting it done every which way at the net.
Humber responding really well coming out of that timeout. They'd come back to tie this one at 15. Kept alive by Williams. Kozlowski, monster shot there. Wilkins unable to get a shot hand cleanly on that one. Just deflects that behind her for the Knights' point.
And there you see that glimpse of the player that Kozlowski is. Obviously, we haven't seen that too much from her tonight, but when she's able to unleash, she sure has.
Natasha Desjardins at the line. And that's going to land in.
Emma Heaney thought that one was going out, but it does paint the line.
Yeah, it looked good from up here.
Yeah.
Tough play, though.
Heaney not too pleased with the call, but of course she'll see it that way, and I sure don't blame her.
Desjardins, good serve. Battle there at the net. Wilkins keeps it alive. Bartman sets it up. Miles puts it over, and that's going to be good for a point. Humber back within 1 here.
Danielle Miles keeping the ladies in it. Coming up on double-digit kills, currently has 9.
Falcomer getting ready to serve here.
So Kyla Wilkins exit this ball game.
Nice play there to tie the game up for the Hawks.
It's Adina Wickstrom firing that right back to the Knights. So often getting involved on the blocks, but also a very clever player at the net.
Falcomer with another chance to serve here. Kept alive. Set up here for Desjardins. She managed to find a way through that Humber front line and retake a 1-point lead for the Niagara Knights.
Wickstrom and Miles timed that jump perfectly, and they did get pretty solid contact on that, but it'll ricochet right at Bartman's feet.
Pinnock with a chance for serve. She's been real hot and cold here tonight.
Every point now so critical as they march towards 25.
Kozlowski puts that one right into the net. And that's going to tie things up back at 18 here.
And if you're Kozlowski, it's time to go to your bread and butter. So many times with that finesse, it just hasn't worked with her. That power game has been strong, so maybe time to convert back to her old ways.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out here in this third set. Bartman with a serve right into the net. Not what we're used to seeing from her, as she's usually money from that service line.
Yeah, just the Hawks in general have been so consistent tonight from the service line.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of sloppiness back there in that first set in terms of serves, but since then it's been a rather clean game service-wise. But Nguyen puts that one right into the net, and Niagara takes a 2-point lead here as they're just 5 points away from cutting into Humber's 2-0 lead here.
Give the Knights a lot of credit. Going down 2-0, you so often see a deflated team come out and lose a lopsided set 3.
That's a big miss there by the Knights. And the Hawks are back within 1 here, down 20-19. And with Miles on the service line, they got an opportunity here to tie things up at 20.
Anything can make the difference at this point, whether it's a service era.
And a big service ace there as Pinnock unable to get a hand on, or unable to get control of that one. And a timeout here called by the Knights as they know that they're running out of time and they don't have much room for error here down the stretch.
Time and time again, they're able to squeak just a little bit ahead of these Humber Hawks in the third, but give Coach Wilkins a lot of credit making the adjustments and allowing the ladies to really get back in this one. Tied at 20, it's anyone's set.
Yeah, absolutely. If any of these teams get hot here down the stretch, it will be their set, but should be a tough one here as both these teams are going to want to really buckle down here and really try and find a game here and really minimize those errors, as we've seen it's been a little bit of a factor here in this match.
Yeah, some really clean volleyball played early on in this one, but maybe a little bit as fatigue is set in this high-paced matchup. A few errors coming the way really on either side. You can't fault one or the other, and with 5 points to go for either team, it could be an error that really decides this set.
We have seen a lot of great volleyball here tonight, as just a lot of these plays have just been unable to be controlled by the other team. It's a lot of hard plays, and that's what you like seeing here. This is Miles getting ready to serve. Up and over the net. Williams, libero, takes care of that one. That's going to land inbounds. And the Knights take a very important point here, going up 21-20.
And coming out of that timeout, that first point really sets the tone. Luck and momentum on the side of the Knights here.
Montana Taylor getting ready with the serve. Bartman will set it up here. Niagara keeps it alive. There's going to be a free ball here. Bartman sets it up there for Watson. That's going to be deflected out of bounds, and we're tied up here at 21. And man, oh man, what an exciting end to this third set we're seeing.
Yeah, it's going to be a doozy as you see Watson put one hard off the block for that last point, and both these teams not stepping down. They're going toe-to-toe to end up this one.
Adina Wickstrom with the serve. Big opportunity here. Let's see what she could do with it. Kept alive by Williams here. Set up there. Desjardins gets that inbounds for a big point. And the race here to 25 is on.
Back and forth we go. Knights pull ahead. Hawks tie it up. Knights pull ahead. Hawks tie it up. Who is going to come out on top? Just a few points to go here.
Kozlowski, nice serve there. Wilkins keeps it alive. That's Heaney. That's going to be deflected. Kept alive here. Pinnock puts that one right into the net. We're tied up here at 22 as neither of these teams can really get a good stretch here going, coming out of that last timeout.
Yeah, the pattern continues. It's been back and forth points since both teams hit 20.
Watson with the serve, kept alive by Williams. This will be set up here for Kozlowski. Wilkins keeps that one alive. Bartman sets it up for Heaney. That's blocked. Pinnock with it. It's going to be set up here for Desjardins. That's going to be deflected out of bounds by Watson. And the Knights go up 23-22 here. And this could still be anybody's set.
Yeah, Watson giving all the effort in the world, stretching out to get to that one, but it deflects off her arms and out.
Tamara Edwards kept alive there by Wilkins.
Men's volleyball team out here giving support.
Yeah, they're pouring in this gym to really show their support for this women's team, and we're tied up here at 23. This one going down to the wire as Emma Heaney's back on the service line. She's been money there earlier. Let's see if she can finish the job here.
How important is this point, Andrew?
Omni-important, you could say. Desjardins fires that one long.
Way long.
Way long, you said it. And this is going to be match point here for the Hawks. Emma Heaney on the service line. Let's see if the Hawks can take care of business here and close out their final home game of the season on a high note.
Energy ramping up in this gym, trying to close the show.
Kept alive here. Bartman will set it up for Falcomer. And the Niagara Knights unable to do anything there. Hawks win this one 3-0, taking the clean sweep here. Taking that final set. It was down to the wire, but taking care of business in the end.
Absolutely. What a game, what a set, what a way to end it. This has been a fun one. Really a joy to watch, and putting on a show in their last home game of the year. As you mentioned, those seniors going home happy on senior night.
Yeah, what a way to send out those four ladies. Trinity Lougheed, Kyla Wilkins, Sally Nguyen, and Roselle Falcomer all being honored here tonight for seniors night. And what a way to go as they send them out in a 3-0 sweep. And Adam, who do you say was the MVP here tonight?
Well, a little bit of foreshadowing, but I did just hear it over the PA system. Player of the game went to Kyla Wilkins, and I think deservedly so. The career she's had. This is a big night on senior night, able to get the job done defensively and lead this team as she's done all year to a big W. So congrats to Kyla and the rest of the seniors on their big night.
Yeah, she was really on her game all night. There's not really much you could say negatively about her tonight, as she was unable to make a few plays on some difficult shots coming the other way, but can't really criticize her for that. She's been money all night.
Yeah, the chemistry was on full display tonight, and it's nice to see the girls go out with a victory.
For myself, Andrew Milani, and my broadcasting partner, Adam Lucier, the rest of us at the broadcasting team here at Humber Sports Network, or the Hawk Sports Network, excuse me, we say thank you and join us soon for the men's game. We'll see you next time.